Returning to Keymouth, the group spent some time exploring their new, if temporary, home. Whilst Atticus visited his aunt and took a look around the Thunder Hall auction house with Tiberius, Rodri investigated his lost love, Nilaurel. No one at the Telvanter Academy had heard of the girl, though the Luke mistress suggested he check the records. The group then visited Keymouth University in search of someone who may be able to find a way to restore the memories of those who had lost loved ones to the false Hydra in Penzaro. Oh, sounds like the... yeah, music's crashed, never mind. A rather officious woman named Darla told them they would be in touch if they found anything, and that Master Roland Kepler would be looking into it for them. Finally, it was time for Atticus's next mission. He took the group along to the Seekers' headquarters beneath the Cartographers' Guild. There they were introduced to the Peer, a quartermaster who gave Atticus several unusual pieces of equipment. They headed to the auction to find Thunder Hall busy with prospective buyers. Their mission was to track whoever purchased the Black Pearl of Mirabar. The auction proceeded well, and in fact Tiberius won one lot, some potions of healing. Just as Etruk, the elderly dragonborn auctioneer, was introducing the Black Pearl for sale, however, things became chaotic. There was a bright flash of light, and suddenly a huge raging beast was present in the hall. The towering four-armed Girolon ripped one of the servants to pieces and proceeded to smash its way through the assembled nobles. The party leapt into action. As they did so, a hooded figure materialised next to the auctioneer and stole the Black Pearl and ran out to the back of the hall. The party gave chase up the stairs and out of the windows and over the rooftops, all apart from Atticus, who raced outside and chased the thief on horseback, careering through the streets. The chase was complicated by an ambush of hooded figures lurking on the rooftops and by a huge brawl that was occurring between drunken citizens to the north. By slowing down the ambushers and a judicious use of Misty Step by Rodri, the thief was almost caught. But just as he reached the city wall, he threw back his cloak and revealed himself to be some kind of raven-like humanoid. With a bow to Atticus, the figure snapped its wings and glided over the top of the wall. Right, I'll just set the sound thing going again. So you're all. Let me share the map of Keymouth as well. You're all panting heavily. Some of you on the rooftops. Some of you down on the streets. You managed to finish off the remaining ambushers, but the thief has got away.
Damn it! Oh, we better search the bodies, hadn't we? Who were these people?
They were the ones trying to steal the pearl, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, you find that all the remaining of the hooded figures are all humans, but they all have a strange symbol tattooed on their bodies. Let me just check something. Okay. You also find a long black feather and a strange note.
Oh, more code.
I'm going to grab all of them.
Okay.
And just head off south back to the auction house.
Okay. You head back down through the streets. The brawl's starting to die down as guards have started to rush in and break it up. You head back down to the auction house and you find it still a place of chaos. There's a crowd of nobles gathered out the front with a few shaken-looking guards. You see Bjorn, the dwarven seeker, standing near the doorway talking to one of the guards.
I'm going to stand in. Tether my horse to a tree and go and stand in the garden and try and catch his eye.
Okay, he does see you, he nods at you, and he finishes talking to the guard, then walks over to you. So, Agent Barron, did you manage to apprehend the thief?
No, just like you didn't manage to think that someone might use magic. Who planned this?
Who planned what?
This is the biggest shit show of an operation I've seen. Who planned this?
It was your operation.
No, you asked me to come and follow the guy. If you want me to do more, you know you have to instruct me, Bjorn. Come on. Why didn't you think that someone might use magic?
We did not expect them to be so bold in the seat of the Empire.
Or maybe next time you might be so bold to use your fucking brain. We found these on the bodies. I just shove it in his chest and walk off.
I expect you back at my office, Commander Barron.
Yes, sir. Just keep walking.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That didn't look like a very comfortable fall from the roof. Would you just stand here and let me see to your... Oh, I think there's a bit of bone sticking out there. I'll just push it back. That might hurt a bit.
Okay. Rodri comes and tends your wounds. Hecate.
Thank you so much.
Suppose we better go find Atticus. It looks in a pretty serious mood.
The time now is about 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Rodri, Hecate, Tiberius. You three were absolutely splendid. I saw that move on the roof, Rodri. It inspired. Tiberius and Hecate, without your help, I don't think we would have even tracked it that far. Unfortunately, the operation seems to be planned by Gibbons.
Gibbons.
Obviously, a much more active role in the planning in future.
Didn't that fella say he had another mission for us after this one?
Oh, I'll have to go and see him, but I need to cool down first. Hey, Tiberius, congratulations on your potions.
Yes, bitter for steel.
Oh, you won. Oh, you bid on those potions.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. They're in the party inventory.
Hope it didn't cost too much.
You got them at a steal. 70 gold, 80 gold for 3.
That is very, very fair price.
I don't know if it is. And if they're just weak ones.
I don't think there'd be an auction like this if they were crap.
You didn't think what? Sorry?
I don't think there'd be an auction like this if they were crap.
Should we have a drink? Should we cool down over a drink then, Anarchus?
I think that sounds like a plan.
Should we head back to the Shivering Cat? Unless you want to stop at your auntie's.
No, I don't think so. Let's head back.
To the Shivering Cat.
Okay, you'll make your way through the streets of the city. There does seem to be some kind of party or festival going on. The guards have cordoned off the area around Thunder Hall, and the crowd there started to disperse. But you do notice quite a few revellers in the streets as you head south through the noble district.
Well, we've still got the horses, haven't we? Make sure we take the horses.
You do?
We've got some horses. Excellent. Whoa, whoa.
Okay, you take the horses, you head south and head down into Sunset and then across to the Shivering Cat.
What's that called, cat?
As you approach the Shivering Cat, again, there's people drinking out on the tables outside. A few of them are dancing. A small band's taken up playing. There's some bunting been hung out.
I'll go up to my room and have a lie down on the bed
Okay.
for about 15 minutes.
I'm gonna go and sit at a table outside and get a drink. Let me mark some money off. How much is it for a couple of drinks? Probably have a couple.
It's 2 copper for each one.
So that's 4 at least.
Can I have a short rest?
You can take a short rest, yes.
Thank you.
Let me do it for you.
I'll sit at the table and start trying to treat my holes from the crossbow bolts.
Okay. Alright, you pull out a needle and thread from a pouch and start sewing them up.
It's a bit of a shit show.
Sorry, I can't see that.
Yeah, we think stop the pearl.
You guide Rodri and Carte. I know Rodri's upstairs, but if it wasn't for you two, that beast would have. Did Tiberius fight the beast as well? Or did he? Just
He did, yeah.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Went toe to toe.
What was that thing? I'm looking at Tiberius when I say that. What was that thing?
Not a creature I've come across on my travels.
You can make a history or a nature check, whichever you prefer.
Yeah. Every day's a school day. Life of an adventurer. Combat tracker. My partnership. Nature.
Yeah, you've seen pictures of them in the library back in Sandorn Keep when you were studying with the Blood Hunters. It was a Giralum, an oversized 4-armed ape. They're completely out of its environment in the city. They tend to live in temperate and tropical jungles, normally on the eastern side of the Azure Sea. And they have some level of intelligence. There's reports of them sort of having banded and worked together before. What one was doing in the middle of Keymouth, however, you have no idea.
Well, something obviously summoned it.
Fitting distraction.
Yeah. And that thing in the hood turned out to be a bird, man. That was bizarre. At least we should recognise him if we see him walking around the market.
I think we need to get some more information about this guy, see if anyone's seen him. Has there been any sightings of him?
Yeah, maybe when we visit the university next, we can ask them if they know about anything about a race of birdmen.
You can. Anyone who wants to can make a history or nature check. Okay. Tiberius again. You recognised the figure from your studies as being one of the Kenku, a race of bird-like creatures. The strange thing is, in all the reports you've heard of the Kenku, they don't have wings, but they have a sinister reputation, not wholly unearned. And they have the strange ability to precisely reproduce and mimic any sound. They're generally wanderers, though they normally inhabit bleak settlements that have fallen on hard times and are overrun with crime, such as the Styes. There's rumours that they have a hideout somewhere in the southern chain of islands in the Azure Sea.
I knew it was a good idea
Doing
to
up
become a
here.
monster hunter.
Paid. Would it be feasible that they were paid to do a job? No.
Yeah, normally they kind of do flock together, if you forgive the pun, in small communities in places, and they do hire themselves out as thieves and mercenaries.
He saluted to me before he flew off. It's personal. I don't mean personal to me, I mean personal between whoever that is and my agency. The fact he got one up on us, it pleased him.
Well, I suggest we start with the South Islands then.
Sorry, what was that, Becky?
I suggest we start with the Southern Islands and see if we can see any evidence of them being there.
Tiberius, did you mean the southern islands of Keymouth, or...?
No, he meant a region known as the Southern Chain, which is a long string and archipelago of islands in the far south of the Azure Sea, several hundred miles away, and also where the Hold of the Sea Princes has their headquarters, the Pirates' Kingdom.
Okay, yeah, if you look at that, a parchment map of the Azure Sea, it's in the bottom right hand corner.
Well, there was only one there of the Kenku, the rest were humans, so
Yeah, it's a fair point.
he was hired by somebody.
And what did that symbol mean?
It's to this point that I come down the stairs.
Okay. You're feeling
Did
a
I miss
little better.
anything? Yeah.
Just talking over the afternoon's occurrence.
I was thinking about that strange symbol. That didn't mean anything to me, but I wonder if anybody, maybe, I mean, your aunt's got good connections, or even that chap with the distinctive voice who set up the mission. Maybe he might know.
Well, I'm going to have to go and visit him, but I think we'll leave that till tomorrow.
I might give me some time to head back to the Bard's Guild and just check into this. Orwell's records in the Bard's Guild. A written record of someone which nobody remembers might stir up something.
Okay, so what are you doing for the rest of the afternoon? There is a bit of a party going on. Rodri, you know, though it had forgotten, you kind of slipped your mind with all the recent events concerning yourself, that this week is known as Rich Fest. It's a slow, easy celebration of summer. It's rarely taken as a formal holiday, but most use it as an excuse to take it easy. And, you know, have a few drinks.
A few drinks. I've got something to get off my chest. Yeah.
Rodri and raise my eyebrows, listening.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing. I've sort of been hearing these voices a little bit, and the reason, well, whatever you might think, the reason I'm trying to look into Nil was something in his voices mentioned her as being important in a prophecy, and it's not just me trying to chase down something which would be, well, no, yeah, that's all it is anyway.
What sort of voices?
What do they say?
Well, I think it's something I've heard before, but I didn't think it was anything real. But yeah, it just said that Nil was important to the prophecy.
I'm going to take your wool form off, by the way, Rich.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I think I'll head off to the Bard's Guild, the academy, now actually, before it closes.
Information or revelry?
The what? Sorry.
Are you there for information or for revelry?
Well, information. Information. I don't think we've got not time to celebrate just yet.
Do you want some accompaniment?
So I'll meet back here for dinner, tea, supper,
Nod.
unless you want to come over, and there might be something you could remember. I'll leave it up to you.
I'll stretch my legs.
You look comfy. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get up. I'll go with him.
Okay.
Okay.
What are Tiberius and Cat going to do?
Yeah, we'll all go.
We'll go as well. Okay.
See
So-
some more of the city.
Four sets of ears are better than one.
Right,
Yes.
so you make your way through the crowds outside the tavern. Where are we? Head back out into the city streets and head up into the merchant district. And head west towards the Telvanter Academy.
In the Church of Voltus.
Taking a wide berth around the large cathedral you can see in the distance. And you head to the Telvanter Academy. Where you were yesterday, Rodri.
Yeah, I was here yesterday and I was asking around, and there was because I found her loot, and I was asking the mistress of the loot about her, but of course she couldn't remember. So, but she said there were some written records. So yeah, I go into that same door I went in last time.
Okay, you
To
head
the desk.
inside, head up to the reception desk. There's a couple of young students there.
Oh, hello. Excuse me. Oh yeah, address the woman behind the desk. I was wondering if you could help me.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Mistress Kincaid said there might be some records of a former student of yours that I'm trying to find out her whereabouts so I could return her loot to her. And I just tap the loot on the backpack.
Oh, well, we can have a look. What's the name of the student?
It is Niloral Rakin.
And how do you spell that?
It is Nilaurelreyqen.
She makes a note. Take a seat.
Thank you. I wonder if Atticus, they might. Bards are quite well travelled and versed in history and things. I wonder if they might know anything about that tattoo.
I go to the woman. Do you have a piece of parchment and a pen and a quill?
Yes, 1 second. She's kind of going through a drawer of files at the moment. She pulls some files out, starts flicking through them. and brings them back to the desk. She gestures towards a quill that's on the desk and pulls out a piece of parchment for you.
Okay. I draw the symbol.
Okay. It seems we did have someone of that name staying here, but she left about a year ago.
Oh.
She scored
Does it
very
say-
well in her tests.
Does it say where she went?
Let me see. Yes, there's an address for her I have on Grit Street.
Grit Street.
Yes, in the Cudgel district.
Oh, that might be wonderful if she's living. I think she mentioned she might be living with her parents, so maybe I could return it to them.
She gives you the address.
You've been most helpful, friend.
You say she stayed here?
She did. She studied here for several years.
Where did she stay? What room was hers?
1 second. She looks down. Room 361.
Might we take a look?
Well, that room is now taken by other people. She left a year ago.
I say it again. Might we take a look? And I continue to slide the silver piece across the...
No, I'm sorry, sir. There are other students living there now.
I'm not looking to go through their things.
I would hope not.
Oh yeah, well a year's a long time. And I doubt if anything there is of hers anymore. I doubt.
What room did she say, sorry?
Room 361.
Thank you.
Is somebody going to get a visit from from a tall, shadowy, sinister
no, not
stranger?
necessarily. If we can turn up other stuff elsewhere, but if not, it's another line of inquiry, innit? We can come
Yep.
back.
Thank you very much.
It was just another...
Thank you very much again. You've been very, very helpful. It was most kind of you.
Where's the Cudgel district?
Well, I hope you find her. The Cudgel district is directly to the west of the merchant district. It's the area with the dark green roofs.
Okay. And it's Grit Street.
Oh, I must update. Oh, well, yeah, well, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Grit Street.
I hope you find her.
Yes, so do I. Oh, hi, there's Grit Street. Oh, it's not. I don't think. As I'm walking out, I'll get one of the students and go. Can you give me directions to Grit Street, Cudgel District, please?
The first student you ask doesn't know, but you soon find directions across the bridge. Take a left, and then your first right. That takes you onto Grit Street by Tasker Hill Manor.
Not far then. Lovely. Right. I think we should go see somebody in Grit Street.
I think you're right.
And I'll make my way out. So
Proper address on Grit Street, like a house number or...
Yeah, 38.
Like it. Okay. Go out, turn right, cross the bridge.
Okay, you head out and you head into the Cudgel district. This is another district of housing. You notice that the festivities die down a little bit as you cross over the bridge from the merchant district. And the houses aren't quite as well as pointed as those in Sunset. You also notice a higher proportion of dwarves, gnomes and halflings in this area, in the streets.
Right, left, right.
Okay. you head down to Grit Street. The left-hand side of Grit Street is taken up with housing, tall tenements. On the right-hand side, behind a low iron fence, is a beautiful manor house constructed from many different exotic woods.
Any guards around? Anybody in the street? Is it
There's a few people around the street. You don't see any guards at the moment.
Oh, Atticus. I say, I wonder. You don't think those thieves who stole the pearl will still be in the city, do you?
They could well be. They could also be 1,000 leagues from here. Who knows?
Maybe I'm just being paranoid.
You head to one of the buildings on Grit Street, which is labelled number 38, which is there on the map.
Right.
Okay.
I need to see if she left anything behind. Where she came from. Right, knock on the door.
Okay, after a few moments, the door's pulled a few inches ajar, and a elderly man peers out through the gap at you. He's got straggly grey hair. Yes?
Good afternoon. I was told this was once the address of a Neural Rakin. I'm trying to track her down. I have something.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
She was here about a year ago. A bit more.
1 second. He shuts the door on you.
Oh yeah, of course you won't fucking remember.
After a few moments, he opens the door, and you see this short man standing there with long, bedraggled grey hair, a simple brown smock. How strange. This is most odd. You notice he's got an open ledger in front of him. Yeah, she's the tenant in room 6. But I don't remember her at all. Don't know if she's paid her rent for a few months.
Oh really? How much does she owe?
About a gold piece, just under.
We'll settle the bill, but she's a friend of ours. We need to go check her room, and you'll need to know if she's in there too.
I don't know if I could let a group into one of my tenants' rooms.
How about a whole gold piece?
I don't... I'm very confused, he's scratching his head. Her signature's here, but I don't remember her signing it.
That happens a lot. With
People come, people go.
Because she was devoured by a bone hydra and was wiped from existence. That's why you don't remember her signing.
Very good.
Then I'll pull the head of the bone hydra out of myself. Oh no, I gave it to you.
You haven't got it at the university's got it, yeah.
Nah.
You.
Because of this! This is a rabbit's foot.
She was devoured by this, a rabbit.
I'll throw this rabbit's foot at him.
Oh, Richie's so quiet.
You are quite tonight, Rich.
It's not, it's my headset. You guys have got to turn me up to the max.
I have.
Go beyond ludicrous speed.
I don't know that I feel comfortable letting you in.
Oh, but she was a dear friend of mine, and any clue as to her whereabouts?
So you say, but we have a lot of young ladies staying here.
Would it ease your mind if our friend here, who is also a lady, accompanied us?
Make a persuasion check.
And I will add before I see the result of that. I will add a d4 to that. Great.
Well, yes. If the young lady accompanies you, I suppose.
Okay.
Follow me.
here is the.
He leads you into a long hallway. It's clean, but not particularly brightly decorated. It's very plain. And up some rickety stairs, past a couple of doorways to another door. He gets a set of keys off his belt. He unlocks the door and pushes it open.
I'll just wait here, shall I?
Oh, we'll bring the key back down to you. We won't do
Probably
No,
better
can't.
you wait here.
I'll wait.
that. And I'll kind of push him away back towards the stairs.
No, I'll wait here.
I'll push him down the stairs.
When you say you're going to push him down the stairs, do you mean you shove him, or you're just gently trying to
Yeah.
manoeuvre him?
Manoeuvring.
He's going to try and resist you, so make a strength check.
He's actually a ninja in a former life. It sends you hurtling down the stairs.
Amazing strength. Yes.
He's for such an old man. He's surprisingly nimble, and he can't. Before you notice it, he's kind of stepped round to the side and moved past you.
Anyway, we'll be quick. We'll be quick.
Taking a good look around, looking for secret stones in chimneys and that kind of stuff. Just having a really good check of everything.
You head into the room. It's relatively neat. There's a few pieces of paper on a small desk, a bed which looks like it hasn't been slept in for a while, and a closet.
Check everywhere.
The closet's empty apart from an old cloak which has been torn in several places. As I said, the bed doesn't appear to have been slept in. There's nothing under it. You don't find anything unusual. On the desk there's a few pieces of paper. Some of them appear to be sheets of music, and some of them are handwritten sheets of music, as though someone had been composing. You find a few scraps of paper on which are a few scribbled drawings of a tall young man with a scraggly beard and long wavy hair.
I scoop the papers up and hand them to Rodri. Keep music sheets especially.
Thank you. There were any drawers in the desk?
There is a drawer. You open it up, but it's empty.
I'll pull the drawer out
Mhm.
and have a look in, see if there's anything stuck to anywhere, or if there's basically any experiences on the pleasure cruise. If there's any false compartments.
Make a perception check for me. You're going to have to bear with me a minute.
And I will also add a d4 to that last one. Ooh, it's 3. 3 to that roll. God's business. You alright?
No, I'm choking on a grape.
You should really be raising awareness of the dangers of grapes.
You find stuck to the back of the drawer a small brown paper bag.
What's this? I'll take it out, rattle it.
There's something inside it, not particularly heavy, something small.
I'll open the bag and have a look inside.
Inside is a mushroom. It's very colourful, bright pink colour, with a frilly parasol-shaped cap that seems wet with some kind of nectar.
Can I make a nature check?
You can.
I should know that. Why did I not choose nature as my...
You've never seen anything like this, Tiberius.
Why?
I would like Hecate, if she sees it, to make a nature check. At advantage.
Ooh.
Because of her background, which I will explain if she succeeds.
She's a hippie. This mushroom.
You recognise this from an old story, Kat, from back when you were at Ulkalora, the Grugak tree city in the Fearwood Weald. This, you are certain, is not a mushroom that can be found anywhere in any forest in any of the lands around the Azure Sea. It looks just like a mushroom from an old tale concerning the Feywild. Just in case you don't know what the Feywild is.
I might not.
The Feywild is a stories of it have been passed down throughout the years. It's meant to be a magical realm. It's sometimes called the Plane of Faerie, or simply Faerie, and it's meant to be a parallel echo of the plane on which the entire world exists, but one suffused with potent magic and unrestrained emotions. And it's where a lot of the old traditional fairy tales come from. If it exists, of course.
Okay. I relay that to everyone and tell them one of the old stories.
She was a half elf, I think. I don't know exactly as of her heritage. I don't know much about her at all. Oh, nothing useful here though. Damn it.
Seeing as you got such a good roll as well, Kat, the old tale relates that these mushrooms, called hummingbrellas, attracted brightly coloured birds in the Feywild, and that eating one allegedly had the same effect as drinking antitoxin.
Okay.
Antitoxin, did you say?
Yes.
I
Sorry, I'm trying to write this down.
It's alright. I was just going to say, I've still got 2 vials of antitoxin, so perhaps you should hold on to it.
You can make a note, if you wish, in your inventory that you have a hummingbrella mushroom.
Okay.
Wicked! There's nothing here. There was just the bed, the wardrobe, and the desk.
Correct, yes.
Well, it doesn't appear to be any indication of where she's gone. Thank you for letting us look. I'd rent the room out to someone else.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
You said there was a gold piece to cover the rent?
Oh, yes, and I'll flip him a gold piece.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. He catches it nimbly and it disappears very quickly into a pocket somewhere in his smock.
Oh, we forgot to ask at the academy about that strange thing. Well, thank you for your time.
Well, yes, I'm sorry you couldn't find your friend.
No. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sorry guys. Looks like a wild goose chase.
Well, it was worth a check. I think I'm going to head back to the cat. I'm in need of some rest.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
Hey, crawl over.
The rest of you all heading back to the Shivering Cat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You make your way back through the merchant district. The party's continuing along the way. It's now late afternoon by the time you get back.
Alright.
What would you
Lovely.
care to do for the rest of your evening?
Um, I suppose your friend will probably.
Got any leads that we need to follow, or any meetings we're waiting to go to?
Well, yeah, I'm going. We've got to go to one, but I'm not going until tomorrow.
Anyway, talk to your friend and see what he knows about this organisation.
My colleague.
You're a colleague, so yes, sorry. Your best friend.
Okay. So you can just rest. You can take part in some of the festivities, or is there anything specific you want to do for the rest of the evening?
Let off a bit of steam. Take part
Okay,
in
so you have an evening of
Team off. I don't have to watch my back as much.
yeah, you have an evening of drinking and dancing with some of the locals. At one point, Akaros, the half-orc owner of the innkeep, brings out a set of drums and starts a rhythm going, and people get up and start dancing, and just celebrating the summer holiday. Okay, so I'll give you all a long rest.
Good Lord. Yeah, I enjoy that. Just from my injuries.
You see, Tiberius has had the pens out again.
Dave's knob.
Where's the knob? Dave's knob. It bends to the left.
You're nursing slightly sore heads when you wake up the next day. Tiberius, you're feeling slightly dodgy. Your stomach's cramping slightly.
Oh, that's because I'm addicted to what's it? Isn't
You
it?
had those weird, like, scorpion things, didn't you?
Yeah, I better jab myself with another one.
Balls deep, getting in there, man.
Are you gonna take some more sting before you head downstairs in the morning? Okay, you pluck one of the needle scorpions out of the box, place it on your forearm, poke it until it stings you. You notice that once it has stung you, the sting rips out of its body, much like a bee, and a few minutes later the thing sort of curls up on its back, its legs sort of curling up around it as it dies. But at this point you get the rush of euphoria from the poison as it enters your system. Can you make a constitution check for me, please? Constitution saving throw, sorry.
Oh dear.
Okay, you're a little unsteady on your feet as you head downstairs. For the next 4 hours, any ability checks will be made at disadvantage, but you're feeling great.
I'm gonna become a junkie gnome.
At breakfast, do I notice Tiberius looks a little flushed?
Make an insight. Are you going to try and hide it, Tiberius, or
No.
no? Make an insight roll then. Straight check. DC 10. Yeah, you can tell. You're not sure if he's hungover, but he doesn't seem his normal self. He's got a big grin on his face as he stumbles down the stairs.
Yes. Oh dear. Oh dear. Every night. Last night, Tiberius.
No?
You take the party back to your room.
Should have picked me up for the morning.
Oh really? Care to share?
No.
Yeah, to each their own. What time do we want to set out to the Cartographers Guild, Mr. Baron? Commander, sorry.
When we're ready.
Okay, you can sit and have a breakfast, mark off 2 copper each.
Yeah, get some bacon and eggs in me.
Okay. Okay, you take an hour to chill out and have some coffee and some food.
And then head out to the Cartographers Guild.
Okay, you taking a water taxi or are you heading?
I think should we take a water taxi?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That will be 3 copper for the 4 of you.
I'll pay for it.
Okay.
As I'm the local.
Okay, you head out in the water taxi. Even at this time of the day, the canals around the merchant district are busy with ships moving goods. Some of them are actually selling direct off the back of boats as you move up through the waters of the city. You skirt round the edge of the merchant district. Up ahead of you, Atticus, you see Ancestor Island in the centre of the city, which is used as a graveyard by the inhabitants.
Whoa.
Reputedly the site of a great battle between one of the first emperors and a huge black dragon who used to live here.
I'm pointing this stuff out as we go along.
You head around and you dock up near the High Market of Keymouth, a market where truly exotic or expensive merchants come to hawk their wares to the elite of the noble district.
Have a look around the market before we head there.
Okay. The market's just opening up. It doesn't open as early or stay open as late as the other markets in the city. But there's various entertainers, jugglers and fire breathers already making the rounds. A lot of the stores seem to be selling jewellery and trinkets. On the edge of the market there's a large timber and brick building with a slate roof. It's a tavern called the Pearl and Parrot.
Pearl and Parrot. Okay, let's head to the Cartographer's Guild.
So you head across the market square to the past the Keymouth Opera House, where a lot of great performances are regularly made, many of which utilise alumni of the Telvanter Academy. Past Lidu Manor to the Cartographer's Guild.
Marvellous.
Okay.
Lead on, Commander.
Head up to the woman at reception.
Okay, she directs you to room 007. You head down there, knock on the door. Yes, come in.
Walk in.
Bjorn's sitting there behind his desk. He looks up at you as you enter and he gestures with a quill towards some seats on the other side of the desk.
Just nod and sit down.
Just please take the weight off your feet for a few moments. I'll be right back. And he heads out the door, leaving you alone in his office.
Nice place.
Let me just change the sounds.
Have you known him long, Atticus?
Miss Bjorn, since I only met him like this week, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I've only known him this week.
Right.
A few minutes later, the door opens again and Bjorn comes in, and walking behind him is a beautiful young half-elven woman with long brown hair that she wears in a single braid down the right-hand side of her face. She's got several piercings in her left ear. She smiles at you, Atticus, as you enter. You recognise her as Alicia Dorgella, who was the person who first sent you. Yeah. I don't know if I've got a picture of her, but let me just check.
Boss.
I don't.
It is good to see you again safe, Commander. I asked Bjorn if I could see you when you got back, for several reasons.
Nod and be quiet.
The information that you found on the bodies of the thieves from the Thunderhall auction house have raised some matters of concern.
First of all, the note you found, and she unravels the strange note with the raven and egg symbols on.
We have translated this note. It is a relatively simple cipher. The message simply says, "Take gem to Aper." A-P-E-R.
Have I heard of Aper before?
You haven't? No.
Is this a person or a place?
We do not know, but I would ask that you keep your eyes and ears open for any mention of this Aper.
I look around at the group. Does this name mean anything to you?
Doesn't.
Paper.
No,
No.
doesn't mean anything.
Aper. No, nothing.
Frown at Rodri.
I thought no.
Of equal concern is the symbol you found tattooed upon the bodies of the ambushers. We believe this is a symbol of an organization known as the Flock. Little is known about them, but they have in recent times become somewhat of a thorn in the side of the Seekers. What we do suspect is that they are entirely composed of Kenku. Rumors say that they work for the shepherd of the hold of the Sea Princes, though we do not have proof of such. And that they have a secret base nicknamed the Birdcage, hidden somewhere within the southern chain. We know little about the organization, and even less about their leader, an unknown shadowy figure. All that we do know is that this figure is often referred to as the Corvine.
It's a lot of information.
Well, it is time you have proven yourselves. It is time that we opened up a little to you. Commander, I understand you were not happy with the last mission that we gave you, and I understand. However, I ask you to remember as a military man that there is a chain of command, and beyond here he has his own orders to follow.
I nod.
And she takes a moment thinking to herself, and she looks at you all. I'm going to trust you. I have received word from other agents that you are to be trusted, and by telling you this, I may be putting my life in your hands. But, Agent Baron, I am not just your handler. I am also the Eye. You know, the Eye is the secret identity of the leader of the Seekers of the Arcane. And
Raise my eyebrows.
we also received a message this morning from Castle Terrachnian itself. It seems that we are not the only ones whose interest you have raised. And she hands you a very formal looking document.
Oi, oi, oi.
If you want to read that out for everyone, Atticus.
In the name of Emperor Wilhelm Yehen, first of his name, Imperial Majesty of the Great Cerulean Empire, the presence of the citizens listed below is requested for a mission of urgent import. Report to Captain Arvine Greysail of the Imperial Privateer The Voyage, Royal Docks, Terrachnian Castle. Signed on behalf of the Imperial Navy, Kedjo Windprow. It's all four of us.
You know the name Kedjo Windprow. He is the first Sea Lord of the Cerulean Navy. He's also in charge of the Imperial Army as well. He's like the ultimate high general of the Imperial armies.
Interest at a high level indeed. Wonder if they'll up my pension.
Maybe, but in any case, we cannot offer you an improved pension, Commander, but I can offer you this. And she pulls out a small pin with shaped like a compass and hands it to you. I hereby promote you to the rank of Shadow.
I stand up and bow.
Watch Atticus's reaction.
Straight face, but I bow.
We have...
Take it off her.
We do not know the full reason you have been requested by the First Sea Lord, but we feel it is probably important that you lend them your aid. If they have contacted you it will be important for the Empire.
I'll report back everything I find.
We have made some inquiries. It appears there are concerns over some kind of crashed vessel along the Amber Coast region.
The Empire's gold's as good as anyone else's in my book.
In what region, sorry?
The Amber Coast region. So you know that the Cerulean Empire territories are really split into two regions. There's the Kemoth region you're in now, in the north, and then in the south there's the Amber Coast region, which is along the southern coast of the Empire. It's a little bit more wild, not quite as well patrolled and looked after. And that comes under the control of Archduke Redax.
Okay. Well, I guess I'd best go and see Captain Arvine Greysail.
If I may, I take it this mission is important to the safety of people of the realm here, not some private vendetta. This matter.
This letter comes with the official seal of the Emperor himself, and from the desk of the First Sea Lord. I would say it is important and official.
And once again, I take it this mission is important to the people of Azure Coast here. And
You now know as much as I do, Mr. Melweth. But I am sure when you find out, Atticus will let us know.
Atticus, this is important to you.
Thank you, Alicia. The trust in me was well founded. Smirk, cocky smirk.
As modest as ever, I see. Your time in Saltmarsh has honed your hubris.
I smile. Suppose I better get to work. I turn and look at Bjorn. What was his surname? Oh,
Bjorn Connery.
Connery. Master Connery, my apologies. I'll go through the chain of command in future.
Accepted, Commander. You're, from what I hear from my contacts in Saltmarsh, you're one of a kind. We'll allow you a little leeway.
Smile my crooked grin at him.
We will contact you should we learn anything else about this Aper character, or the flock, but we ask you to keep your eyes and ears open.
We will, of course.
If I may be so bold, this Black Pearl, do you have any more information as to its history?
All we know is that it was fished out of the waters of Mirabar Gulf several weeks back.
It's obviously important to someone.
Mirabar Gulf. And what of its provenance? Where you have no idea where it comes from.
We don't, but the waters of Mirabar Gulf are a strange place. He shows you the. He pulls out a map of the Azure Sea, which you should have in your journal, and points out Mirabar Gulf to you. It's a large tropical sea bounded by several large islands, some 30,000 square miles in area. Its calm waters are relatively shallow. The wind there is weak. Very warm climate, but there are tales of dragon turtles and pirates in the area.
What of these sea princes, these pirates? Do you know, if we are to head out on a mission, I just thought maybe any extra information.
The sea princes have been a growing thorn in our side, and the side of the Empire for some time. The buccaneers there grew strong and wealthy when the Empire was at the height of its power. It was founded by privateers who took to calling themselves sea princes after a particularly successful captain who was of noble birth. They're based in the city of Monmerg, in the southern chain. We're not sure of their exact numbers and strength, though they've become more bold in their rage. They fly red flags, and they are led by a man called the Shepherd Hamandatorian. He's a character. At one point he was a resident of the jail under the castle, but he managed to escape after seducing the Emperor's daughter, Aveline.
Oh. Thank you for sharing that information.
Well, I suppose we better be getting on.
Good luck to you all, and as Bjorn said, we will let you know should we hear anything.
Will do, boss. Nod and get up and walk out.
Okay. So you leave the Cartographer's Guild. It's late morning by this time. You're starting to feel a little bit more like yourself, Tiberius, now.
So what does everybody think?
Well,
Why would the Emperor suddenly take a notice in us? Is he trying to get away from the area? Is something else afoot here?
I don't like.
Maybe our deeds and actions align on the same course.
I don't like becoming the
Maybe.
attention of the high and mighty. That's one thing.
Maybe his actions are lying together on the same horse. Is that what you said? Tiberius was so quiet.
No, on the same course. You know, they've
Yeah,
got our deeds, and they know that we are like after the same enemy. So either way, they're going to have maybe some, hopefully, intelligence on what we're dealing with. And,
Rodri, yeah.
Yeah.
What about this prophecy that you spoke of? Is there anything to do with our paths? Do they think they may cross at all?
got the Emperor's seal on it, though.
I don't know. There's nothing like this. What we've got to do with this Black Pearl, but this Black Pearl keeps cropping up. This seems very important to you, and you've helped me out immensely. And if this is that important to you, then
Well, if we're talking of the Black Pearl specifically, that's, I believe, probably more of importance to Hecate. Didn't you dream of it?
Yes, I did.
you take out this jotter and start leaving. Lick your finger.
Your dream diary.
Wait,
Yeah.
I have a dream diary?
Ah, yes, here. D6.
I can try and find it for you if you wish, Kat.
Please, I can't
I think you copied it and put it in your journal, didn't you?
think I did. Thank you.
Yes, these rumours of it being the source of all evil. Very worrying. Very worrying. Very worrying.
Yeah, you had a dream just before you left Saltmarsh Cat, in which there was a rapid flash of images before your eyes. You saw a deep lake reflecting the two moons above. You saw a large black pearl that slowly changed to a pure brilliant white. You saw a huge tree standing in the middle of a city seemingly built from pearlescent stone, and you saw a large steaming cauldron with 3 shadowy figures dancing around it. And then finally you saw yourself on the deck of a sailing ship sailing into a huge city of canals and bridges which you now recognise as Keymouth.
Yeah.
I had a dream, didn't
What was the question? What did you ask? Sorry, I have to get
Something about a black pearl.
Yeah, that's the pearl that was being stolen, wasn't it, from the auction?
I? Could be.
Well, I would imagine it's the same one. If it's as rare as it seems.
Right, we're going then, yeah?
Well, I think we'll have to head back to the cat and get our stuff back.
Yeah. It's got the Emperor's seal on it. We've got to get on the boat to meet this guy.
Oh, the Emperor.
Well, we've got to head to the Royal Docks, but let's settle things up here first. Let's take the horses up to my aunt's. She can look after them.
I can name mine.
What have you named it?
Mr. Snuggles.
I'm glad I asked.
Goodbye, Mr. Snuggles.
Okay, so you take the next couple of hours paying your bill at the Shivering Cat and taking the horses up to the Oberhelm Manor. Is that correct?
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind,
I don't know what anything else is. In fact, I'm just going to quickly go to the loo. Sorry.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind just to take a few minutes to visit the temple before we leave. That's okay. And I'll meet you in perhaps an hour. I get the car. Oh, where are we going? Where should we meet up? Imperial Dock. Where does he want to see us? Imperial Dock.
The Imperial Docks are at Castle Taraknian. You'll need to take a water taxi to get there.
When we took the water taxi, did we take it from the cat, the Shivering Cat?
Yeah, you took it from the just north of the Shivering Cat. There's some docks just to the northeast.
Meet you back at the Shivering Cat in about an hour.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Be safe.
Okay.
Oh well.
So you're heading out to the temple,
Yes.
the Dawn House, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
And let's head down and bathe in its magnificence, but troubled, seeking guidance. Approach the altar and just kneel down and
Okay. You kneel down in front of the altar. You feel the light of the sun being captured by the western windows, which are very high up in the main chamber of the cathedral, shining down and bathing you with a warm light. And just once you've been there a few minutes, just with your eyes closed, just calming yourself and thinking about where you've been and where you're going, the light is suddenly blocked by a shadow. There's someone standing behind you.
just open one eye and turn around.
You see the tall lady that you saw in the church before, with her silver white long locks, black leather armour and white wings which are now tucked behind her, her glowing white eyes. She's bathed in a halo of light from the window behind her.
My lady. Good day to you.
My son, does something trouble you?
I'm merely just trying to soothe my soul and offer whatever help I can to Pelor.
You have come to the right place. Let me know if I can be of assistance. I can see you are of the faith.
Nod. Thank you. Yeah, it warms my heart knowing that you're here thinking about me.
She smiles.
I accidentally pull out my staff of the sun snake and just to lever myself up off the floor to stand up.
She raises an eyebrow but doesn't say anything. She sees it.
Yeah, whoops. Nod to her and okay. Good day. Walk out and head back to the Shivering Cat.
She just silently watches you leave.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Watches that cute little ass sashay out of there.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Sashay on the way out.
You head back out into the city.
Mm-hmm. Yes, back to the Shivering Cat to meet the other guys to take a boat to the castle.
Okay, does anybody else want to do anything before you head up to Castle Terracnian?
So,
Okay, you get on a water taxi and you head up the canal that you went through before around Ancestor Island, but instead of turning right towards the Noble District, you head across the main bay towards the castle.
Okay.
As you do so, you see ahead of the taxi a large whirlpool in the centre of the bay with several buoys floating around it, marked in bright colours. And the taxi has to take a wide berth around it.
Has it always been there?
Yeah, it's always been there. Atticus, make a history check for me.
Pull the boys out of the water. Take them home to their mothers.
Make a what?
History check for me.
Doing it. Oh, wrong tab. History.
You know that this whirlpool is referred to as the Stormlord's Cache. It's at the bottom of which there is supposed to be some kind of temple to Procan.
Okay. I relay that.
Okay, you head round to Castle Terracnian, one of the oldest structures in the city. It's a fortified manor house that sits on an island in the main harbour. It's also home to the Cerulean Emperor. It's an imposing structure with 7 looming towers built of large blocks of grey stone. As the taxi pulls in, you can see several guards wearing the blue jackets of the city, and they step forwards in unison and march down the dock towards the taxi as you start to disembark. One of the guards walks up to you. What's your business at Castle Terracnian?
I show him the imperial document in the name of the Emperor Wilhelm. Yeah, and first of his name. Show him that.
Yeah. Okay. He unrolls it. He reads it, nods, and then passes it back to you. Follow me, please, sir.
Roll it up and just follow him.
He leads you along the gangplank to another dock nearby, at which you see berthed a ship. You can tell it's been modified, Atticus. It's a brigantine, but it's got aspects of a sailing ship. It's smaller in size than both, but it looks very fast and sleek, and the decks are a hive of activity, sailors running up the shrouds and carrying stocks and supplies over the gangplanks.
She looks like a solid vessel.
This way, please, sir. He leads you to some buildings on the side of the dock, constructed out of wood with a stone foundation, knocks on the door, and then opens it for you to go in.
Head in.
You head into the building, and you find 2 people in there. The first is a captain with strawberry blonde hair sitting beneath a black tricorn hat. She has a long scar on her chin, and she wears a calf-length red frock coat. The other has his feet up on the desk. He's wearing a deep red beret adorned with 2 parrot tail feathers, a long leather frock coat. He's a tall half-orc that you immediately recognise as the First Sea Lord.
So I chuck him a salute, even though I'm not in the Navy anymore.
He takes his feet off the table, stands up and salutes you.
It's good to see you, Commander. Come in, take a drink. Would you be wanting some grog?
Always, thank you.
He gets some pewter mugs, puts them on the
Look
table.
around at my colleagues, kind of one by one, then back to Kedro. So what do we owe the pleasure? The First Sea Lord himself.
We've an important mission for you folk. You've been recommended to us by some trusted comrades. Captain Thorne, for one.
I nod.
He pulls out a leather wine skin, takes the top off and starts pouring liquid into it. The sweet smell of grog immediately hits your nose. It's watered down brandy used and drunk by sailors across the Azure Sea.
Memories in a smell. Thank you, First Sea Lord.
Well, thank you all for coming to and answering the summons we sent. I'm sorry for the short notice.
We are intrigued.
There has been a disturbance along the Amber Coast, a remote region of the Southern Empire. And what I'm about to tell you doesn't leave this room. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
We've had a request from Archduke Berenger Redax for help. He's reported the crash of some strange vessel along the Amber Coast, and he seemed unusually reticent and frightened to give out the details. There are rumors that the vessel didn't crash from the sea, but crashed from the air.
Oh, sorry, this voice is killing my throat.
You did great.
You got
I need some
you gotta
grog
go.
to roughen up.
We consider this a potential threat to the Empire. The Emperor himself has decided it needs investigating. However, the matter is potentially politically sensitive. So the Senate, in their wisdom, decided that a group of people officially unaffiliated with the Empire would serve best.
And the first thing that came to their mind when they thought sensitive was me.
He smiles.
Raise an eyebrow.
Sensitive wasn't a word on the reports that I saw, sir, but you've been recommended by more than one person to us. The mission is simple. Captain Greysail here will take you to the town of Amber Cove. We'd ask you to listen to the concerns of the Archduke. Do what you can to help alleviate those concerns. Investigate this crashed vessel and then return back here for your report. Of course, the Empire, will happily reimburse you for your time.
I think you're talking their language now. Smile at Tiberius.
Sounds simple.
I've been authorized to offer you 500 gold sovereigns. Half now, half when you return.
There's one problem with this plan.
What'd that be, Master Grey Wolf?
You said whatever's said can't leave this room, so we can't take the mission because we can never leave this room.
I put my head in my hands.
I see. Well, you need to work on your power a little bit.
He takes a drink.
God help me from landlubbers.
Eye to that. Captain.
The smile.
I take it it's like the British Navy. Whenever the First Sea Lord is on a yacht, on a boat, he's automatically the captain.
He is.
And captain's the highest rank on any ship. So
Yeah.
refer to him as captain.
Okay.
So, because we're not allowed any official involvement, I won't be joining you. That's why we've picked the voyage. It's a fast vessel, should get you to Amber Cove in 4 days. Captain Greysail has worked for us before. She can be trusted.
Not at Greysail.
I should also tell you that the Emperor doesn't have much time for Archduke Redax. He views the Amber Coast region as a wild and unruly place that doesn't show full commitment to the laws of the Empire. But he tolerates it because of the resources what it holds.
Is there a general rivalry there?
Let's say that the allegiance of the Amber Coast is sometimes called into question in the Senate. There are those within the Amber Coast who would rather they split away from the Empire, though I don't think the Archduke himself holds that view. Some of his advisors might.
Don't you just love politics?
There's one more thing. We have no proof of this, but there were rumours that after this vessel crashed, either from the sea or from the sky, some strange folk emerged from the wreck and killed a few peasants who came over to see what the disturbance was. So watch your backs, both in the court and when you're out at the wreck.
Duly noted.
I look around at everyone. Any more questions?
No. Quick in, quick out.
I'll raise my glass of grog then to a successful mission.
Fair winds to you, Commander, and to the rest of your party.
And he downs the grog.
Aye, fair winds.
When do we leave?
Captain Greysail steps forwards. By your leave, gentlemen and lady, the voyage is ready to leave as soon as you are, though it is your decision.
We'll leave as soon as the first Sea Lord departs.
Well, my business here is done, I do believe. I'll head back up to the castle.
Give him a salute.
He slaps a salute back to you.
Captain, what do you want from us? Do we need to follow any chores?
Oh, well, since you ask, the crew are just loading the last of the rations and the goods for the ship. You can help if you wish.
Right, you are.
Might be a good chance for you to get to know them.
Okay, yeah, go and help them. Load up.
Okay.
Just get myself in the line.
Okay, you join the line next to a tall, dark-skinned man with a bushy goatee beard, well built, but who moves with surprising grace for someone of his bulk. Looks like that.
Oh. Yo, what's up?
I nod at
Coming
him.
with us on the voyage, then.
I nod at him, and in between passing him boxes, I offer my hand. Atticus Baron.
Storehorn Raven. You heading back down south with us?
Aye.
He passes you a heavy crate over to pass on to the next person in line.
Grab it off him and pass it on. Aye, we are.
Good. I'm from there myself. It was me that carried the request of the Archduke.
What's he like, the Archduke?
He's a good man. He fights well for his people. He's getting on a bit, but in his youth, he helped quell a lot of the rebellions and uprisings along the fringes of the Fearwood itself.
I nod at him.
I'm eager to get back there, back into the court, if truth be told.
He passes you a long. He passes you some cloth that's wrapped around some long, heavy, wooden. They're like poles, but at the end of each pole is a huge iron head that's been grafted onto the end of each one.
Preparing for war, are you?
These days it always behooves well to be prepared for anything.
Well, that's a good tenet to live by.
It's an unusual ship, this.
She looks it.
Most of the ships in the Duke's fleet are longboats.
Has she run as a privateer before?
I don't know. I've not been on this boat before. I didn't sail into Keemouth on her.
Raise an eyebrow and look at him. Waiting for the next package.
Okay, he starts handing over some barrels. Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Inquire as to where our cabins are, and
Okay.
take our gear there.
Okay, the crew of the voyage begin to gather their final supplies and wish farewell to the onlookers before huddling into small rowboats, checking round the hull of the voyage as the crew runs into action. There's a sudden splash of oars as oars head each side of the hull, sending crescent ripples out into the harbour. And after a few shouts from the captain, the oars begin to pull. The anchor's hoisted, the sails are unfurled, the canvas catches the trade winds, and the ship slowly pulls away from Castle Terracnian. Before too long, the brigantine gains speed as it passes out of the natural city harbour and leaves the imperial capital behind, heading south along a coastline of tall cliffs. Right, and we'll take a quick 2-minute break there in case anyone wants to fix a drink or anything.
Alright, thanks, mate.
You want to make this one, baby? I'll smoke.
Okay, back in a minute. Right, I am back.
I don't know.
You what, mate?
Thingy taking a top off that scoring a goal and getting a.
Yeah, get a
Yellow
yellow
card.
card. Yeah,
She's still got a top on underneath the top.
yeah.
So why should she get a yellow card? I mean, if a bloke takes the top off, yeah, there's nothing there. But mind you, sometimes they wear undershirts and stuff. And everything.
Yeah, and they still get
I
yellow
guess it's the same. Yeah, I just watched the highlights. Like, oh, that mad scramble.
Yeah,
Did you watch all of it?
I did.
So you were there. What did you? Did you jump and scream for joy when they scored the second?
No, I don't let out a small cheer.
Hurrah!
Hurrah! Tally ho!
Yeah, I bet they get a lot of congrats on the men's team.
Yeah.
Fucking Southall put people who'd never taken that many penalties before to take up penalties, and they missed. What a dick. Oh, I know it's going to boggle. What does the name of our ship have a... I mean, does our ship have a name?
The Voyage. Oh, crap. I forgot to admit. I'll be back in a few seconds. Sorry. It's called The Voyage. Not very original, I admit.
Oh, this is wonderful. The Voyage. Two-masted sailing vessel with a fully squared rig foremast and at least 2 sails on the main mast. It's like a proper sailing vessel, but not that big. Not big. Square topsail and gas sail, mainsail.
Again, sorry about that.
Hmm. Got you. So it looks like a proper ship. It's not big, but it looks like a proper ship.
Who are we still waiting for?
Terrible twins.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm here.
I think they were making coffee.
Ah, okay.
I'm here, sorry.
That's all right, mate.
Becky's just fixing
Okay. So as the ship's sailing, the key lands continue to glide by to the starboard side. After a few hours, you glimpse the town of Eastcliff standing on the cliffs above. But the voyage doesn't waver from its path and heads out into the wider waters of Rimeholt Bay, leaving the cliffs behind. What are you doing, Rodri? Please.
Trying to keep out of the sailors' way as a sailors. Spotter, but just observing them and watching how they work the ship and just taking note and
Okay.
watching the waves.
Someone comes to stand alongside you at the taffrail as you watch the waves go past. You noticed her briefly, but she's not one of the sailors. She's wearing pale yellow robes above a set of gleaming armour. She looks like that. You notice the crest on her armour is the crest of Faltus.
Hark, you bugger. I'll pretend not to notice her.
Hope Hopefully the voyage will not take too long, my friend. I am Chandri.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Yes. How long are we expected to be on the ship?
I think around 4 days.
Oh, good. That's good. Good.
You look somewhat nervous. Do you not like traveling
I
by ship?
I haven't travelled on ships much on the sea much. No, to be honest, that's probably why I'm nervous. Yes.
Ah.
Might
She
take
looks
me
at
a
you.
while.
Do you have your staff with you, or any outward symbol of your faith?
I've got my talisman on me.
Okay. Personally, I
He's not
find.
left his staff behind.
Sorry.
And I'm sure he's not just left his staff lying around.
Well, I didn't know if he was sort of holding it
No.
out. Or...
Alright.
No, I
Not
keep it.
pass.
I keep it packed away with my pack and everything in my room.
Are you a religious man, my friend?
I observe the ways of Peror. Yes.
Ah,
And yourself?
most interesting. I observe the teachings of Fultus, but they are surely the two sides of the same coin, yes?
Oh, yes, indeed.
This is my first voyage with the Knights Templar.
Oh, oh wow. Are you on your way to Amber Cove?
Well, that is where the ship is heading. But no, the knights have been asked by the Emperor to have a person on each vessel on imperial business since the attacks increased from the pirates.
Oh yes, those terrible sea princes, hey. Let's hope we don't bump into them.
Let's hope not, but if they are, my sword is ready.
Oh, I feel assured. But that you're here. It's good to know. Oh, I believe that somebody is just. Oh, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. I hope we get to talk again. I'll just walk off.
Okay, she looks slightly quizzical at you as you wander off. And turns around, looks back at the waves.
I try and walk slowly and confidently away to, and then just disappear towards the cabin.
Okay.
Did anybody ever hear that?
If you make a perception check, I'll say you can overheard some of it, yeah. You heard bits and pieces.
I'll follow Rodri down to his room.
Okay.
Here, Rodri.
What? Oh, Atticus. Yeah.
That woman out there.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give her your name?
Oh, did I not? Oh,
No, you actively avoided giving her your name. Very deftly in conversation.
I didn't. I must have forgot. Oh, she must think me so rude. I must talk to her again later and apologise. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Atticus.
Just raise an eyebrow at him. We've known each other for a while now, Rodri.
What?
If you're in trouble or if you need help, why there's some problem with the Templars?
Maybe.
You're amongst friends.
Well, thank you for your concern.
Have your back. Just let us know.
I will. Noted.
We'll set the dog free,
What?
and they'll soon regret it.
Thank you for your kind words. Now, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind a bit of time alone in my cabin.
I show him. I do the wanker symbol in front of him. I'll see you later.
Wanker.
Okay, while Atticus is talking to Rodri down in the hold, Tiberius, you're approached by a stocky, well-built half-elf with a straggly dark beard and short, spiky hair. He wears plain but functional adventuring gear under a long leather frock coat. He looks like this. You alright, mate? So the captain hired you as well, did she? She's taken on a few new guards, I think, because of the recent troubles.
Yes, we're extra protection.
I could tell when I took a look at you. I thought to myself, Cara, there goes a man who knows how to wield a sword.
More claw, but I'm with you.
Ah, sounds like you got a tale to tell there, lad. Fancy a game of dice while we talk?
Sure.
He sits down cross-legged on the deck and pulls a pouch out with some dice in. So, you've been in the mercenary business long then?
Since the age of 8.
Bloody hell. I bet you got some stories. Last thing I was hired for was to protect this village, and half of them were being turned to stone by some strange woman in the woods who had snakes for hair, if you can believe it.
No, I can. I'll start to look him up and down curiously. Do I recognise any symbols, or is he a fellow blood hunter, or
Make an insight check.
or does he appear to be fishing for information from me?
He's quite difficult to get a read on. He's quite steely-eyed. He seems to be friendly enough, though not being completely open with you. He's trying to get a gauge on you as much as you are getting a gauge on him. I just like to know who I'm going to be brawling next to, you know. Making sure everyone's got me back and I've got theirs.
I'm sure we'll be fine in a scrape.
I always find it's better to, work with friends if you can. You ever thought about joining a mercenary company?
I do a lot of work for mercenary companies. I'm on the books, aren't I? Like you.
Aye. What about the Brotherhood? You on the books of them?
The Brotherhood. Oh, the Brotherhood! And I'll wink at him.
He looks round over his shoulder and grins at you. Ah, you fancy making a bit more coin then, do you, son?
I couldn't be persuaded.
Well, when we get to Amber Cove, look me up and I can introduce you to some of me mates there.
Okay.
There's always work for a good skilled fighter. And the Brotherhood has its own plans in the city, so...
I may just do that, sir.
Alright, keep this to yourself, lad.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Would you like to make an intelligence check, please?
Scorpion.
Okay, you take... you managed to take 5 silver pieces off him in a game of dice.
Excellent.
You come back up on deck, Atticus. See Tiberius chatting with this guy. What are you doing, Cat?
Okay.
Can I fish?
Yeah, you can go and you ask the captain. She directs you to a chest on the deck that contains some fishing gear.
I'm gonna go and fish and then keep my ear out for anything that anyone may say that could be of interest or use.
Okay. Make a nature check for me.
No problem.
Okay. And then make a dexterity check with advantage. Okay, you use your knowledge that you picked up on the voyage aboard the Prime Water Pleasure, and also the knowledge of fishing within the Fearwood. You know where to cast. You cast your line out, and before too long you have a bite. Would you like to make a strength check?
Okay.
Ooh, that was so nearly
shark.
nearly a 20. It's whatever you've caught is big, and it's fighting you.
It's a shark.
After a moment or two, the line snaps. You can also roll me a percentile dice, please.
Is that right? Oops.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is. But I think I'm.
No way.
I think I'm gonna have to ask you to roll that again. Hold on. Yeah, if you roll over 50, I need you to roll again because I haven't got enough rumours.
Sorry.
10 dice rolls later.
Using all my good dice now.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It's a trap. Hey.
Okay. You hear a couple of the sailors talking, and one of them says he was most recently in the voyage was in Seaton before it moved to Keymouth, and whilst he was in port in Seaton, he visited a place called Paralith's Books, but it was really odd because the bookshop seemed quite small, but whenever he asked for any book, it seemed to just appear. They managed to find it for him, even though this didn't seem to have that much stock there.
Useful.
Atticus, are you doing anything?
No, I'm just setting up top.
I need to talk to Atticus, so I'm going to be sort of trying to get his attention, and
Okay.
we'll go over to it.
I'll go and sit with Tiberius, see what he's got to say.
The stocky elf over there is a member of the Brotherhood, and he's asked, and he's mentioned that if I get in touch with him when we get to was it Cross Keys or something?
What's the Brotherhood?
Amberland.
When you get to Amber Cove.
Amber Cove, sorry, to look him up there, and he might have work for us. Now, wasn't the Brotherhood the ones that set up the assassination or the murders on the boat?
That was the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Do you think he meant the same Brotherhood?
Possible, I guess. There are lots of Brotherhood.
Might be a lead worth following. I didn't give anything away what we were doing here. I just said we were hired swords.
Be worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, I just said we were hired swords to protect the convoy.
We'll have to follow up with him, see what happens.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Shortly after that, Storr, the tall, dark-skinned man with the bushy beard, comes up to you and slaps you on the back. Thank you for the help earlier.
Ah, Storr, good to see you again. Bet you can't wait to get back to your court.
I can't. I always get bored on these voyages. Talking of which, you fancy a quick arm wrestle? 5 copper?
Shrug. Yeah, sure.
He grins at you. Hey boys, he said yes! A few of the crew start to gather round. He rolls his sleeves up. Someone pulls over a small, it's like almost like a tree stump, a table, sets it down in front of you. Best of 3.
I'll nod at him.
Okay. He takes your hand. Make a strength check.
Why didn't it roll?
Don't
Did
know.
it roll for you?
Rolled for me.
Oh, did it? Okay, cool. I can't see it. Must have done it in the tower.
No, sorry. No, your roll didn't work.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
only roll. Try again. There we go.
Oh, there we go. That worked.
Okay, it's quite close, but you, after a few minutes of sort of grinning at each other and eyeballing each other, you manage to slam his hands down. He rubs his wrist. Impressive. Round 2. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
This time he grins at you as he suddenly seems to release the pressure, and as you go towards him, he suddenly catches you unawares and slams your hand down. Best of 3 it is then, my friend.
It's like a decider.
Good luck. Oh my God.
This time he just looks staring you in the eyes and grinning, as he easily, just straight away, just slams your hand down. Ha ha! That was a good contest.
You didn't need my help.
5 copper, I believe we said.
I'll give him 5 copper.
Okay.
Let me mark it off.
Why don't you try me, big boy? Type it.
He raises an eyebrow.
He can just about get his arm on. Let's say. Quite
Are you sure you wouldn't like me to fetch you a stool?
5 copper. On the table. I'll slap it down.
Okay.
Go.
Right, you are. I don't want to hurt you. Get the priest woman over just in case.
Okay.
He waves at Chandri, who comes over with an amused smile on her face. Okay, the first round is close. He was expecting an easy fight, but you managed to beat him after several minutes of just your arms locked in an upright position. The strain starts to show and you slowly force his hand down. Whoa. I think we'll be breaking the grog out after this. Let's go for round 2.
Avantius,
Oh dear.
Oh, give me the chance.
Oh!
The gnome of
20.
Everyone starts laughing as the little gnome forces his hand down. I think he got the better of you there, my friend.
Tiberius is just there flexing.
He smiles and hands over the 5 copper that Atticus just gave him to you. You can mark 5 copper onto your sheet.
It's been a lucrative night for old Tiberius. I'm going to stick a finger in me.
Okay, the rest of the day passes in a similar fashion, chatting with the crew. And the sun disappears beyond the western horizon. All you can see all around you is sea as you carry on your journey to the southeast. Just let me do some maths. Everyone's had a long rest, so I don't need to activate that, do I? You get up for a breakfast of salted meat, which is handed out, and a mug of grog, heavily watered down throughout, passed around the crew. The morning of your second day above the voyage passes swiftly enough. You're now sailing in open waters, and the sun is starting to bear down with the relentless heat, leading you to develop a sweat under your clothes. Many of the crew strip to the waist as they work. But according to Captain Greysail, you're making good time. Then a cry comes from the crow's nest. Sails astern to port!
see if I can see anything.
Make a perception check for me. Yes, you can. You can just make out on the horizon sails, and what's more, in the morning light, both the sails and the hull of the ship are painted red.
That means a pirate.
I'll shout at the top of my voice, Captain, confirmed sighting, red hull to the, whatever it is, to the west.
Okay.
Or
Make a history check, anyone. Captain Greysail fetches a spyglass and takes a look.
Still in the cabin.
Tiberius, you remember when you were aboard the, I think it was the Dwarven Goda boat? You saw a red-hulled ship sailing away from you, and you were told it was the ship of Captain Callus, an infamous pirate. And sure enough, after a few minutes, you now can see quite clearly, cutting through the waves, is a sleek ship whose hull has been painted red. It quickly becomes clear that the vessel is headed on an interception course with your own. And as it gets closer, you notice the red sails sport a black triangle symbol.
I shout over Hecate, Tiberius, and Rodri.
Okay.
What do we think?
Gather round. It looks like there might be a battle.
Can we outrun a captain?
Probably
It
don't
doesn't
hear
look
because I'm
like
still in
it.
the
They're
cabin.
gaining on us rather rapidly.
We can try!
There'll be a. I gather Tiberius and Rodri and Hecate around. So there's likely to be a rough sea battle ahead. First of all, they'll hit us with missiles, flying cannonballs on chains that'll rip through the rigging and the crew, and then they'll. Idea is to get us as close as they can so they can grappling hook us and pull us in, and then it'll be deck to deck fighting.
What? What can I do?
So the outrunning option is probably the best one then.
Keep cover and defend the deck when they get close.
Run, captain! Full
Okay,
speed ahead.
we are going to have our first, or at least begin, our first sea battle.
Bloody pirates.
Bloody.
So I'm going to have to explain this a little bit, seeing as it's the first time. So the map you see before you now is the distance isn't represented by the grid. Distance is represented by the scale along the bottom. So currently it's set at 800 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I can move that scale up and down like that.
Whee.
Oops. Wind direction is blowing to the, we'll say it's the northwest. So the distance you see on the map isn't the real distance between the ship, that's just to show the relative positions of the ship.
Yeah.
You can see in the bottom of the map the hull, sails, weapons, systems and so on of each ship. Those
Right.
tokens can be used for targeting. So, first thing to do is check the weather, which I'll roll now.
They got 2 mangonels.
It's a calm day, so there's no effect on anything.
I need some tissue.
And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
What?
Okay, 2 seconds.
Now you'll see that the helm and the hull and everything at the bottom of the combat tracker don't have initiatives, they're just there for targeting purposes and so on. It's the captain's initiative that's important.
Captain.
So,
Oh, good, we got a good one.
we'll start with Rodri. Now what you can do is you can take your normal actions, whatever you want to take. A combat round in sea combat isn't 6 seconds, it's just however long it takes for you to take whatever action you're taking.
In which case,
Hold on, let me finish before you decide what you're going to do.
Yep.
You can also shout an order out on the ship. So, the voyage can make a total of 3 orders per round. Anyone, including the captain, can give those orders, but if you are not a ranked member of the ship's authority, you have to use a bonus action in order to take that, or in order to shout that order out. So you can take your actions as normal, and you can also shout an order as a bonus action, but only a total of 3 per round between you. Now the other thing I need to do quickly is link the orders to you in case you didn't read them. So just bear with me 1 second.
I'm probably the least useful in ship combat, so I won't be taking one of the orders up.
Okay. Well, you can decide between yourselves.
Yeah.
Let me just get the link for the sea orders.
Until the doo-doo hits the fan, in which case I will lend my medical expertise to try to keep the crew on his feet.
Okay, the ship orders, are on. Let me just. I'm sending you a link to the chat, and that will link you to the different ship's orders you can take. So, Rodri, the current speed of the voyage is 25 feet per round.
Shut around, ramming speed. I will just take my personal action.
Okay.
Icarus has dragged me up on deck, and I'm totally like a fish out of water. Just stand in one place, just letting everybody do what they're supposed to do.
Okay, the crew
Trying not
starts
to get in the way.
to run. The voyage does have 2 ballastas, one on either side of the ship as well. The crew run across and start loading them up. The captain is going to shout an order to turn, and the ship starts to turn away from the Devil's Fin. Within a second.
Cool. Both got windy arm. Thankfully we're quicker because we're little. That we have less sails.
Okay, you're currently out of range of any of the weapons. You're 800 feet away. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, the captain's just going to wait this round after ordering the ship to turn. Kat, would you like to do anything? I mean, it's still a way off at the moment. It's sort of 800 feet away, so there's probably not a lot you can do with spells and stuff. You can shout out an order if you want as a bonus action.
No, I think I'm gonna wait because I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Tiberius.
Faster!
Okay,
The distance is 800 foot at the moment.
is that an order you're shouting out? Is it one of the orders, or
Yeah,
which one is it? Let me have a look.
faster.
Faster. Yeah. Okay, yes, you can take that as a bonus action, which increases its speed to 30 feet around. Okay, as you shout out the order in a commanding way, some of the crewmen start to pull oars out of the side of the ship and add the oars to the sails as well.
Where are the orders? I can't see the orders.
I sent you a link in the chat.
Scroll down.
There's like a link. It says link, and there's a little button next to it.
You've got loads. The ship's mage can do wards and stuff. You can repair damage. All sorts.
We're still quite a way away. Oh,
We just need to
do
have-
read the wind.
We don't want to be fighting it.
That read the wind's very good. I should have done
Okay, so you've done that as your bonus action. Are you taking any other action, Tiberius?
I'll transform actually, because I think it might get serious. So
Okay, is transforming a bonus action though, or a full action?
I think I can take it as a bonus action, but can I do it as? Does it have to be a bonus action?
If it's down as a bonus action, it has to be a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then nothing else.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to make a roll for the Devil's Fin. You can't hear what order Callus is shouting out. Survival. There's 4 added onto this. Okay.
They're all going to die. End of adventure, ship sinks.
Okay. Atticus, you're up. Would you like to take an action or a bonus action?
I'll take a bonus action.
Okay.
They're about 800 feet away, aren't
Yeah.
they? So it's unlikely they'll be able to fire anything at us just yet. Can you give more than one of the same?
No.
Oh, I don't. Oh, hang on. I'm going to order rig for speed
Rig for speed. Where's that?
under quartermaster.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. Just so you know, there are some of these orders that, if you shout them out and you're not the captain, they can lead to you being attacked by the crew or the captain. As if you'll see some of them, it's obvious which ones they are. But yeah. So okay, yeah, you can rig for speed.
Overboard.
So you need to make a dexterity check. Can you make a dexterity check? And you will add 3 to the result. So each ship has a crew quality. The crew quality of the voyage is 3. So any ship checks that are made have a +3 added to them.
Nice. Who was that?
Me.
Okay. Unfortunately, in the chaos of people running around, they either don't recognise your authority, don't hear you, or whatever, but they don't start rigging the ship for speed.
Okay.
Okay, and I've got one more to make for the thing. It's going to do the same. There's a +4 to this. Okay. So, over the next few minutes, you shout your orders out. The crew run round, re-rig the ship. But the Devil's Fin starts to gain, and in round 2, it is 400 feet away. It moves one notch in either direction each time, unless there's you're heading towards it, or you're heading towards each other or something. Okay, round 2. Rodri.
I want to run over to the chaps in charge of the sails and go, I think you need to stack a little bit more and do read the wind.
Read the wind. Okay, that requires a... where is it?
Survival.
Yeah, make a survival check, and you add 3 to the result. Actually, roll. It's not you that makes the survival check. Just roll 1d20 and add 3 to the result. It's the ship that makes it. 13. Where's read the wind?
Mages.
I need to check what the DC is. Just bear with me 1 second. I have the book here.
Just add an extra 10 feet of movement. For a round, for 1 round. Only useful for ships that use sails. Let's get
Read
the
the
hell out of
wind.
here.
Survival is DC 5, so yes, you do.
I think we should do this.
And it gains 10 feet of movement, so that's 35 feet this round.
Outrun them.
Okay. Are you taking any actions?
400 feet away, no.
Okay. The ship's still a bit far away at the moment for the captain to do anything. She's just watching things carefully. Kat, would you like to take any actions?
Just gonna cast false life on myself, I think.
Okay.
Just in case. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to roll that twice. That's okay, anyone wants.
Okay. Tiberius.
Does it have a ship's mage on board then?
The ship you're on at the moment doesn't have a ship's mage, but you don't know if the Devil's Fin does or not. But you can shout a ship mage's order as a bonus action if you wish.
I just use
I mean,
this.
it depends what. I mean, obviously, if it's something that requires magical input, then it won't work.
Okay.
Yeah, I use the ship's mage's bonus action because I guessed that I was a caster, I'd be able to use it.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't summon invisible energy shields and all that sort of stuff.
I'll just shout faster! Okay.
Okay, so that's the second order this round.
Give her all she's got.
Okay, faster. I don't think there's a check required for that. Let me just double check.
Let's get the hell out of here.
I'll jump on the oars with them.
Obviously, this will get a bit more. This is the first time we've done this, so I'm just having to look a few things up.
Yeah, it's just basically it's anybody can use any of those orders as long as they look like a person who can use it.
Yeah, if you are actually the captain of the ship or the bosun of the ship, you can do the orders as a free action. If you ever get your own ship. But for now, it's taking a bonus action. Faster is captain or first mate.
So use every single one you can.
Okay, yeah, you can go faster, but as gives you an extra 5 feet. But the extra strain means the ship's hull takes 2d10 damage.
Oh, madman!
Yeah.
So 14 damage to the Voyager's hull. Okay. Okay. Captain Callus is going to do that. So DC plus 5. D4 on this 8. DC 5. Yeah. So that puts it up to that. Okay. Atticus.
Okay. I've been thinking about how Atticus would play this, having been in the Navy for 30 years. There's absolutely not a chance in hell he would question the orders of the captain.
Okay.
Unless things were horrendously wrong, and then he'd go and address it with the captain immediately, but directly.
Throw him overboard.
He's not going to be making any orders at all. He's going to trust in the captains. He wouldn't make any.
Okay, so are you taking any...
Question and just start shouting out orders in the Navy's mutiny. You just wouldn't do it. So he's not going to do it. He's just going to stand there and watch them and get ready for the...
Okay, are you taking any actions yourself for your own personal
just
actions?
standing next to the rail, waiting
Okay.
for the orders from the captain.
At the end of that round, the ship continues to gain on you. It's now at 200 feet, which is in range of ballistas, I believe. Let me just double check that.
I don't think we can't outrun it, can we? It's so fast.
Yeah, it's long range for a ballista, but you can. Okay. Rodri, you're up.
Really, we're in the lesser vehicle.
Has it fired at us?
Nope, not yet. But it has
Fire
moved
at it.
closer. It's 200
Fire!
feet away now.
Full tongue talking. Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Still 20%, Captain.
There's not much I can do. We can't outrun it. Can't outrun it. And
I'll just cast a light cantrip on the mainsail and just to
Okay.
make sure there's some, in case things get clouded by the smoke of war,
Okay.
fog of war. We have the light of Pelor guiding us.
Captain Greysail is going to give a fire order, I think. She's going to tell one of the ballistas to focus fire, so it makes an attack against the target's hull with advantage. So the ballista, that's the Devil's Fin ballista. Ballista number 1 is going to fire against the hull with Devil's Fin hull. With advantage. Let me click the advantage button. I'm not sure what that's. Oh, it's because it's got the word devil in it. It's triggered the devil sound effect.
Oh my god!
Okay. She turns the ship slightly. The crew wheel the ballista round. There's a huge thump. The ship almost seems to rock as this huge 8-foot tall bolt fires out from the ship towards the Devil's Fin. There's a great cheer goes up as it slams into the hull.
Got it. Good shot, sir.
Okay. Devil's Fin. Oh, that's taken damage. Yeah, Cat.
Can I delay my turn until the ship gets within 150 feet? And then
That will be
use-
the next round.
Okay, so I can't really do anything then. I'm gonna cast resistance on Tiberius.
Okay, go ahead, target Tiberius and cast your spell. Okay.
And that will give you an extra d4 for a saving throw.
Tiberius.
Bosun debris.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You shout out the orders and the bosun nods to you and the crew start unlashing some barrels and heaving them over the side of the ship. One of the crewmen then takes a arrow which he lights in one of the fires, one of the torches, and fires it into the barrel, and this wall of fire races up between the two ships.
Whoa!
Okay, reduces the pursuing vessel's speed by 5 feet.
Nice.
Still doomed.
Okay. The captain is
going to Captain Callus. What's he going to do? I think I know. Okay. Where is it? Barrister 1 against. Oh, sounds like we're about to have a crash on the sound. Yeah.
Mother.
Is going to order that to fire. Oh, with advantage, on the quick advantage.
Do we get any?
Against the sails.
Do we get anything for our cover?
Yeah, it reduces the movement of the ship behind you as it has to, the movement speed as it has to navigate through. It hits.
Performance.
Sails. A huge spear with this huge iron tip on it suddenly comes arcing out from the Devil's Fin and spears right through the mainsail of the voyage.
Oh,
Oh,
we're getting
24.
boarded, boys. We're getting boarded.
It's not quite enough to slow it down. Needed one more hit to do one more hit point of damage to slow you down, unfortunately for me. Get the sound going again. Okay. Atticus.
Hmm.
200 feet away, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Moving next.
I'm
door.
going to go and stand at the stern and ready my pistol. When
Okay.
I get some range. That's my go.
Okay. And I am gonna take
Brave, brave Sir Robin.
Okay. You see more sails fluff out. They angle on the Devil's Fin. Its speed will go up to that, and it will take some hull damage from the stress.
Good. So it's bloody well should.
4. Okay, let's. There we go. Okay, at the end of that round, it closes to within 100 feet. Rodri. You can now see, standing on the foredeck of the ship, a tall tiefling. Let me see if I can find a picture. Wielding a pistol and a long sword. He's got long grey horns that curl out below his tricorn hat and a tail lashing behind him. And you also see, standing next to him, a huge towering ogre who seems to be holding an anchor in its hand.
The devils! Sea devils!
Rodri.
I'm gonna target that tiefling. If I may.
Okay, yeah, he's 100 feet away. Yeah, you can target Captain Callus.
And unleash bright bursts of sunlight at him.
Okay, range on that is more than 100, I guess. 120
It's
is it?
120,
Okay.
yes.
wow.
Yeah, right. Yo.
Okay, these
Miss.
arcs of light stream out towards the pursuing ship, but the swell of the ocean, which you're not quite used to aiming at, takes the ship just down just as you aim, and the light arcs up and narrowly misses the sails of the pursuing ship.
And then I reach and grasp hold of the main mast of the ship and pray to Pelor for protection and use protection magics
Okay.
as a bonus. performance check, but I'm going to use a. I'm going to use before I even roll it. I'm going to use.
Which order is this? An order you're giving?
Yeah.
What is it? Which order is it?
It is protection of magic. For the duration of the battle, the crew qualities increased by 1. I'm going to use one hand, grasp the mast, and another hand, grasp my talisman.
Let me tell you what DC you need for this. It is DC 13.
Do I just roll a d20?
Roll a d20. You add 3 to it, which is the current crew quality.
Oh, because so I won't use because was going to use Pact Boon of the Talisman, but it's not a.
No, it's not an ability check. No.
Okay, so it's d20 plus 3. Go on. Yeah.
He does it.
Ah, bloody well done it.
Okay, so for the duration of the battle, the crew quality is increased by 1. So this means that you start shouting, gripping your holy symbol, telling the crew that Pelor will protect them. They seem to be motivated by this. Their crew quality is increased, so the ship gets +4 instead of +3 on all its rolls now.
Nice.
Okay.
Pelor will protect us.
Captain Greysail's going to shout another focus fire order
Maybe.
against the Devilfin's hull. Advantage, yes. Does that keep popping up? It misses. Cat, you're up.
I am gonna cast Fireball, which has a range of 150 feet.
Okay, what are you targeting?
Is that the big gun?
What are you going to target?
The mainsail section, please.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can target the main sails. They're on the combat tracker and on the map as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Bill.
You're currently targeting Tiberius. You might want to switch that
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Gets caught in the crossfire.
Mains.
Shoot.
You're not target. Ah, there we go. Yep, got it. Lovely.
Trying to find it.
I'll make a saving throw for the sails. Oh dear. -2 isn't going to save. 20, nice.
Oh.
It's not quite enough to slow it down, unfortunately, but the sail does catch fire. I'm going to say that it continues to burn until they make an order to put the fire out. You needed to do 25 damage to slow them down. But
A lot of ones, that's it. Okay.
okay.
That's it, I think.
Tiberius.
They're about to open fire. Face it,
You're shouting evasive manoeuvres.
Evasive manoeuvres.
Okay, let me just double check that. Can you tell me which person shouts that?
That's captain or first mate.
Okay, thank you, mate. Where's evasive manoeuvres gone?
Let's go, boys.
Okay, so you need to roll a d20 and add 4 to it now. Oh! Okay, you shout out evasive manoeuvres. The helmsman nods. The ship that performed the evasive manoeuvres has disadvantage on attack rolls for this round, as the heading becomes erratic, making aiming difficult. but all the ship's components gain +2 armor class until your next turn, Tiberius.
Cool, good.
Captain Callus. Oh, were you done, Tiberius? Sorry, did you want to take
Yeah,
a bone? An action? Okay. Right, I need to check this. This could be critical. Haha.
What do you mean? Ahaha.
Don't think you can do it this round.
Good.
So he's going to do that. It's +4 on this. Yep, puts that to that. And then he's going to we got a mangonel.
Bloody hell. I'm gonna.
He's ordering that to fire at that. Hits. Okay. A load of metal shot comes flying through the air and slams into the sail.
Hey, come on!
The ship immediately slows to half its former movement speed.
Oh.
Atticus, you're up.
Okay.
I'm gonna fire a firebolt at the sail. I take it I've got to do it with disadvantage.
What's the range on that firebolt?
120.
Oh yeah, you need to do it at disadvantage this round because of the evasive manoeuvres, sorry. No, you don't. No, because it's you taking the action, it's not the ship.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm going to fire at the sails with... It looks like I'm firing my gun, but it's a firebolt that comes out there.
Okay.
Sneaky.
That's a hit.
Oh. Yay!
Okay, you fire a shot. You take aim just for a second. You're an accomplished seaman. You know how to take the roll of the sea into account. And you hold your shot just for a few moments. Hold your breath. Place your pistol over your arm to steady it. Fire the shot. A few seconds later, there's a huge burst of flame on the already burning main sail of the ship. The Devil's Fin also slows down, but whereas it slows down by 10 feet a round, I'm afraid you slowed down by 20 feet per round from the mangonel shot.
Okay, I'm going to use my bonus action to use my second attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire my normal pistol at the... just check the range. Yeah, 240 is max.
Yep.
Normal pistol at the captain. Callus.
Okay. Okay.
That's it, I'm done.
At the end of that round, we're within 50 feet of each other. The ship has moved right up behind you. It's bearing down on you with some speed. You can see their crew clearly now, a mixture of humans and half-elves in the rigging. They're all screaming, some of them are dancing.
Why are you so ugly?
Rodri.
What's going to do them up? Yeah, I'm going to use my minor illusion to. That's what I'm saying anyway. To do distraction, ship's
Okay.
mages.
Okay.
With flashing lights just off their starboard bow. Try and distract them.
Is this sparkling lights, is it?
Yeah. Whoa. What's this? Like shining off gems or gold.
Okay, so let me see what you need to make for that. You got +4 to the roll. Sparkling lights.
Is there a roll?
There's no roll for it.
Okay.
Reduces incoming
do.
damage by 1d10 for the rest of the round.
Nice.
Oh.
Okay. Do you want to describe what happens?
Target must make a CQ check or lose one ship's order for the round. Oh no, I was using distraction. Obviously, I see what I mean. Yeah.
Sorry, you were using what?
Distraction, the one above it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do need to make a check then. +4 to the roll.
The target must make a CQ check or lose one ship's round for the order.
Absolutely correct. Still +4 to the roll. Let's have a. So that's a 10, which is a failure. Loses a ship's order. Okay.
And as my action, I've still got that hideous hell-themed spawn of hell, Captain Callus targeted. And I will try and hit him with the Eldritch Blast. Beautiful rays of sun. Boom!
This time you do, he's close enough. You adjust for the...
second bolt.
Don't forget to take these... Are these cantrips?
Yeah, just cantrips. It knocks him back 10 feet.
Okay. He goes slamming across the deck as the first one hits him, which causes the second one to miss as he's floating off his feet. The captain is going to order a...
I think I made him angry.
Ballistas fire! All of the ballistas fire at the Devil's Fin. Don't know why that keeps going.
Hope everyone's got their trunks and their cozzies.
Devil's Fin. There we go.
Maybe.
Just check. Okay. And the second ballista also fires. Devil's Fin's hull. Should be +4 to this, not +3. Doesn't matter, that hits. You can see huge gaping holes now in the hull of the Devil's Fin, where these huge spears slam into it. Wood is splintering up all around. Cat.
I'm going to target the captain,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Firebolt. It's going to target the sails. There we go. And it should be 2d10.
Okay.
I don't know why it isn't. It just says on there the spell damage increases by 1d10 when you reach level 5, so it should be
Okay.
2d10.
I can change that for you. Roll it again then. Another d10.
Oh, balls. Crappy rolls. I can't.
Which spell was that, Cat?
Firebolt.
Should get you.
Firebolt.
A cantrip.
Oh, you don't get any critical bonus.
No.
Let me drop it up. Okay, so next time it'll do 2d10 for you.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's it, yeah.
Tiberius. Okay. Okay, is that you?
No, I'm
60.
going to fire my light crossbow twice.
Okay.
Got a disadvantage at that range.
What's the range on a light crossbow? Let's have a quick look.
80 to 3 range, 80 to 320.
No,
That's
it's not a
light range.
disadvantage. It's normal attack then.
Okay.
Target him.
Oh shit! I've just closed the fucking map with the boat on.
So I'll share it again.
So I have to target Captain Callus, don't I?
You do. You are targeting him.
Chapter 2. Go on.
Ouch!
I don't know what that map is.
That hits.
Take that, sir. No.
Okay. The crossbow fires across, hits him in the shoulder. He spins around in a circle. You can see from this distance, his eyes flare up with an unearthly light as he glares at the ship.
Tiberius escapes.
Okay. And at this stage, he is going to order.
Their ship's lost an order on it, that's right.
Yep. It has, but it has 4 orders around.
No wonder we can't outrun it.
Nearly twice our size. It is. What kind of fool takes a
Okay,
ship like
you can see
this?
the prow of the blood-red ship suddenly starts to move, and raising up, dripping water, is a huge ram the size of a building. Spiked iron metal at the front as it bears down on you.
What?
Captain Callus points his sword at you. Ram them! He shouts.
Iron
Okay.
speed.
Okay. As the blade slices through the water towards you, you can see Captain Callus standing on the helm. Next to him is a huge lumbering old ogre. You thought it was holding an anchor in its hand, but in fact you can see that the anchor has been grafted onto its arm. It's waving it above his head. The ashen-skinned tiefling with eyes like glowing embers plants his goat-like legs firmly on the deck, and with a tremendous blasting sound, there's an explosion of smoke, splintering of wood, as the Devil's Fin rams into the voyage.
We've got to fight.
Everyone
We've
make a
got-
dexterity saving throw, please.
Can I have a question? How can you do that from 50 feet away when there's other people still to have their go this round at that distance?
It's his turn, and he's issued ramming, which is if you're 50 feet away, you can do it.
That's a brilliant roll.
Do I have a point of inspiration?
Hold on.
What, you
Hold
want
on.
one or you want to get one?
No, I think I might have one.
Why?
110, 114.
I did.
I don't know what for.
You did, yeah. But what do you want your point of inspiration for?
I want to re-roll my dexterity.
But you can't now,
Why?
because... Oh, your dexterity check. Yes, you can. You can, mate. Sorry.
Ah,
I thought you meant your attack from before. You can, yes.
no.
Okay, Atticus makes his dex. Rodri doesn't. Tiberius does. So, Rodri, you are thrown prone, I'm afraid.
Oh, on my ass.
Where's Rodri? There he is at the top. So you're prone. Right, just bear with me 1 second again. Okay. I'm going to place you all on the ship. You can put yourselves where you want.
Right at the back, please.
Right, hold on 1 second. Got a few things to do here.
Mm-hmm.
I've just got to put the combatants on now. Oh, my computer's going weird.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, bugger. I think I put them on the wrong map. Fantasy Grounds is freezing. There we go.
Should we just say we won? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to put... That map I gave you is the wrong one. I'll give you another one in a second. Okay. There we go. Let me put you on the maps. And you can... I'll put you in the sea. You can... Oh no.
Whoa.
I'll put you
I'm in the
on,
sea.
on deck, otherwise you won't be able to move yourselves.
You. All the captains down there. Weesh.
Cats, Darius, and Atticus. There we go. Okay, have you all got that? Has that come through?
Yep.
Yep.
I got it.
Okay. There's a huge splintering. Rodri, you're thrown to your on flat on the deck as the ship rams. The voyage almost keels over up out of the water as the ram almost seems to pick it up, and then it slams back down into the water. And we'll leave the session there for tonight.